Hello everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Master Division with various wind here in Golf Clash the game. Before we have a closer look at all the content in this video, make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. That helps the channel immensely. For those of you that do want to take the next step in your game and improve it even more, you can scan the QR code here on the screen or use the link that is in the description down below called patreon.com/golfclashtommy. We there have checkpoint challenge, tour play and tournament guides for everyone. So make sure to check it out and sign up and improve your game today. You can start as low as $3 per 30 days. Info box on the right hand side to get the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Have in mind that those are all suggestions and you don't have to follow it if you don't want to, but there is always a plan behind it. So let's go to hole number 1. Hole number 1. There are different ways of playing this par 4. You can either go on the right side, you can go straight forward, you can even go on the left side. And if it is a nice tailwind, then we can actually send it to be on the green. So many different ways of playing it, but I would say the default way to go has always been to go on the right hand side. Here we're just max plus 10. If it is a headwind, then we play with an Apocalypse. If it is a crosswind or a tailwind, you can decide to play with the Rock. And this is obviously a better club to go with in the sense of having a better accuracy, which always going to help when it comes to if you hit a great ball. 343 yards. Second shot, here we're going for a rough bump. It looks more aggressive than what it actually is. But when you play with an accurate club such as the B52, or if you play with the Grizzly that has 100 in accuracy, even if you do hit great on either side, if you have just positioned the landing spot in the best possible way here, then you're going to have no problem to hit great on either side and still be fine. No elevation on the second shot, and we are here going to use the fringe check that you saw there, me doing in the beginning as our reference. Now, the fringe check or the pin check or landing position, regardless what check you're doing, is going to differ depending on what type of wind direction you have. Now, this is working this time, but it might need a little change if the wind angle is different. Dropping dead center for the eagle here on hole number 1. Hole number 2, we are playing with our sniper. We are setting up at max P1 rest with the blue ring to the right by the rough. Then we're applying 3 right spin and a little bit more than 4 backspins, like a 4.2. And here we do recommend to start with a P1 side spin 3 ball if you have that possibility. Adjust is going to differ depending on what type of wind angle, what club, what wind strength, but the default elevation on this hole is 20%. But I've been playing this hole with 0% elevation. I've been playing this hole with 40% elevations. Again, it depends on what type of play you actually are doing, and it's important for me to address that because there are people that are watching these playthroughs thinking that just because I list an elevation, that's going to be the static elevation for every type of play that you're playing here. That's not the case. Elevation is always going to be a floating number where there is a true elevation in the bottom to work from. In the end, this is a good chance for an hole-in-one, but it's all about having the second bounce on the green. If you do have the second bounce on the fringe before the green on that sloped one, then it's going to be very difficult to be consistent. For hole number 3, this is a hole that I do truly enjoy with this pin location. And the reason for that is that there is a nice funnel on the green that makes the second shot to be miles easier than if we would be having the new hole location, for an example. NMT with a P5 ball, a luminary, which we then adjust max plus 10, P5, and I then push up slightly. It all depends on wind strength and wind angle here, and using 2 left spin and 4.5 bar top spin. Intention here is to go with max curl and try to hit perfect. Even with a great left, we are still going to be fine. So we want to bounce on the fairway and get ourselves up the fairway and stay before the rough. I mean, everything sounds obviously very simple. It is tricky, but it is not it is not as hard, in my opinion. Second shot, now we're gonna play with our Guardian, and we are doing either a pin check or any type of other check using max backspin and some left spin. And now it's all about the landing spot here, because the landing spot is going to allow you to get into the funnel. If you're using spins that will put you out from the funnel or something like that, then you're gonna be in a problem, because then it's gonna be a very hard drop to get. But you're going to see your opponents drop this shot with a great right and a great left if they are positioned correctly in the funnel. The funnel is behind the pin on the top left of the green. So again, it's all about getting to that spot, and you can get there in many different ways. Minus 5% elevation, and we are adjusting based on the check we're doing. We get past the pin, roll back, and dropping nicely in the hole for an albatross. I just want to display first and foremost the setup that you will see the drop for. And the blue ring by the rough line at min P0 line, pack the sniper to easily find min line. Now, you're just seeing this as a replay for the setup itself. You can see me adjusting the wrong way, but this is for the shot that you will see, because this is an old guide shot, and I just wanted to display this one without the replay glitch. You can see after the adjustment I'm swapping to a P2 ball, and that's the problem with this type of shot, because now look, with the old replays we had in the game, it did not really locate the ball swaps, so that's why it looks messy. I'm starting with a sniper. So this is the shot that you will see the drop with, and here I'm starting at min P0 line with my quarterback and a P0 ball. Once I've done the adjustment, I can then swap to any P0 to P2, side spin 4+, win 0 ball, win 5 ball if I so like, or I stay with the ball that I do have from start if I do have the stats on that P0 ball. Adjust min, and then we are using circle break right curl here. Perfect ball it is. We bounce on the fairway, up onto the green, and we are dropping nicely in the hole 4 and hole in 1. Now, I could maybe have located a different type of replay, but I don't really have that many on this hole, unfortunately. That's why I wanted to do this little weird recording. So hopefully it makes sense. If you do have a tailwind, you can decide to play with a sniper instead, because then playing with a driver is going to put you at min club. So a lot to think about on this par 3, but no matter what though, should always be a simple birdie with a good chance for an hole in 1. Take your game to the next level with our Ultimate Tournament text guide for Expert and or Master Division for the Panhellenic Games Tournament, with extreme wins on the part. The parry very tough with extreme wins, and our guide will then come extremely handy to make sure to minimize mistakes and still give yourself a chance to get some drops. We will provide, as always, free to play and paid balls when it comes to the Ultimate Tournament text guide. So whatever type of player you are, you will be able to follow along and put yourself in the mix of getting yourself easily to the weekend round. Scan the QR code here on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy via the link that is in the description down below. Hole number 5. Here we are also going to try to play into a big funnel by playing on the right hand side here on the drive. We are using our Apocalypse as we do need distance. We are also using top spin and right spin. Adjust, we're gonna go max plus a 10 P3 number. So even if we pull into overpower, we shall use that amount of overpower. If you do want to have a slower needle, then you can swap to a P4 or a P5 ball. Now, this is maybe a bit of a sloppy drive and not really a drive that I would, stand by that, oh, can't you do better, Tommy? Yeah, I should be able to do better. But for the purpose of this playthrough, we do want to get this ball down the right hand side to get into this situation. Now I'm using the Falcon. You can use the Thorn as well if you would like, doing a frame shake there in the back. And now it's all about finding this massive funnel. If you would be wiggling left and right here, you will see that the ball guideline will have a massive sticky, which we call a funnel. Now it's all about finding that spot, so to be in it. And you can see here now that even if I'm moving left or right, I will still be in it in terms of if you look at the tip of my ball guideline. It's all about, for me here, finding a straight ball guideline to hole, being into the funnel. The reason I don't like to have a curved ball guideline is that I will then be more inclined to miss left, and it will be more dependent on speed. If we do have a straight ball guideline, the speed is not going to be that big of a deal, as it's always going to have a straight line towards the pin. 10% elevation, we roll up the green, and we're into the funnel and dropping easily for an eagle. Hole number 6, and we are going to send it. So that's at least what I'm going to show. If you do have a tailwind, you can do some sort of power shot to get yourself close to green. And that is something that I do feel is recommended if the wind angle is favorable, because the layup here is going to be very difficult to drop consistently from distance. But if you do have like a straight crosswind or a headwind or like the wrong type of tailwind, which could be like a right to left tailwind, then I would not recommend to try this type of shot. All the hook or slice or whatever it's called, together with some topspin and right spin, and the intention here is to bounce, bounce, roll, and if you're lucky, you can be on the green. Obviously, I'm not naive thinking that this is going to be a shot that always going to be where we are there, but the fact that that is a chance is going to open up for us to have a nice and sweet way for the albatross. But you need to have in mind that the rough and the sand is most definitely in play, and the water is in play as well, because if you're misadjusting the drive or putting yourself in the wrong place, and then you have the water in play. So it's a risky shot, but it's a calculated risk in my opinion, because the layup is a very difficult one. Hole number 7, in the presence of a tailwind, we are going to send it here as well. This is a P5 NNT and making an adjustment that is max plus a 10. Once we have done that, there's going to be some push-ups and stuff like that. And the reason we do that is obviously to give ourselves a nice and sweet chance to land safely over the water and to get the ball close to green. If we do have crosswind or we do have a tailwind, then it's layup time. That's the only thing for you to do here, and you lay up before the water, and then you have a long iron or a wood club into pin. Kind of like a very no-brainer type of hole, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to be rude, just trying to explain the thought process on this one here. Perfect ball. And you can see here that we land close to green for a simple eagle. Again, it's fun to show Ascend It, but Ascend It needs to be treated as with as much focus as it has been as a layup. But if you done correctly, you can get close to green. But again, a layup is a great chance as well, and the layup is going to be the play in crosswind and headwind. For hole number 8, in headwind, we are playing with a driver, and that we do with a red ring by the rough line. And we are setting 2 left spin and 4.5 bar backspin with our quarterback. We adjust from min lines, we're using min numbers. And here, what is important to have in mind is that in crosswind and in tailwind, we're using a wood club instead, doing the similar type of play. There is a rough bump up there approximately, but the rough bump is only going to be in play if we do have a decent wind angle to adjust, because it's very easy to, not very easy, but if you do have a wind left to right, trying for that rough bump, the trees is going to be in play, and that's going to be a problem. Ball gets up nicely, dropping dead center for the hole-in-one here on hole 8. Hole number 9, if we do have a tailwind, there is a chance to get ourselves a pretty proper nice look on the approach, but then we have to play aggressive and we have to go over the water and we have to have a decent amount of topspin. Now with the new topspin boost balls that is in the game, I think that everyone that do play Master should be having a pretty proper chance to get over there, and that's why I'm choosing to show this type of shot in this playthrough. If you do not have the possibility to do this type of play, then you will have to, if so, lay up on the short on this right hand side fairway, and we are doing an adjustment that is max plus 10. And here I'm pushing up depending on wind strength and wind angle. Max curl to the left, max overpower, and we want to bounce on the fairway, and then we want to bounce on the fairway over to the final fairway and slow down before the ball hits the rough on the back. From here, we are going to play either a Falcon or a Thorn. I would recommend the Thorn. This, as the Falcon, it will be hell of a lot of rings, and the lesser rings we have to pull, the easier it's going to be. This is by no means an easy drop, and the reason I want to kind of say that is because you can see where we are bouncing. We're bouncing on a very high upslope, or it's a tough one. And the intention here now is to adjust with 20% elevation, and we do hit perfect. We bounce on the fairway up onto the green, and we're dropping nicely for an albatross. Have in mind though that this type of play is only possible in tailwind, otherwise we're going to have to lay up, which is going to be boring, but it's definitely something that is what we have to do. Then there is like lines between the tree and stuff like that. What you need to have in mind as well is that the second shot on this hole, we have it listed on the website as 10% elevation, and that's because if we play from the right, we're using 10% elevation there, but it's only if we get over to play with a short iron where we are playing with 20% elevation. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Master Division with various wind. Make sure to scan the QR code here on the screen and go directly to patreon.com/golf-tommy. That is via the link in the description down below. This for our premium guides. We offer premium guides for all the game modes in Golf Clash. Thank you once again for watching. I wish you the best of luck in your Golf Clash game.